What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the future of the MCU. So ever since a few days ago, when the concept art kind of leaked online, a lot of people have changed their minds about a lot of things. But the most recent rumors going around about Spider-Man 4 being contained on Battleworld actually loops back to a 4chan Reddit post that goes back a few years, stating there would be a bunch of projects on Battleworld. And also, if they are going to be on Battleworld, this loops back to what one of the best industry insiders, Alex Perez, hinted at, saying that Venom and Knull could actually appear in Spider-Man 4, aka Spider-Man Battleworld. Let's just call it that. Now, no one knows if it was done on purpose. I kind of thought it was, but after speaking to a bunch of people, I don't think it was done on purpose. Also, most of the concept art isn't actually for Avengers Doomsday, it's for Avengers Secret Wars. Now, we know Kevin Feige absolutely hates stuff leaking to the point where he has changed stuff before because of leaks, but because they've loosely got to follow the Secret Wars comic book storyline, they can't really change much. We are going to get God Emperor Doom. We are going to get most of the stuff in this concept art, but that doesn't mean it is final. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around and make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel DCKs, you Multiverse pop culture-based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. You could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know how freaking hyped are you? Because the fact that we know that Spider-Man 4 is literally taking place in between Avengers Doomsday, aka Avengers 5, and Avengers Secret Wars, aka Avengers 6, means chronologically in the MCU, it's going to happen after Doomsday that we get to Spider-Man 4, which means our boy, yeah, why I say our boy, because Tom Holland is English, he's English, so he's our boy, is going to have to be front and center by the end of Avengers Doomsday. So the reports that there's going to be a Duke actor, like a stepping actor, because Tom Holland is currently in Morocco filming the Christopher Nolan Odyssey movie. It's true, but it's also not true, because Tom Holland will actually appear in Avengers Doomsday properly. Also, if you want to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Although when I've built my new set, I'm going to be on camera and streaming and doing a lot of different stuff, hopefully. And also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into it. So, I'm not really going to say that this is a new report, but just like I've told you guys, the second the concept art came out, you have every little wannabe scooper coming out with stuff that they didn't say before. So, the most recent rumor says Spider-Man 4 is basically going to be a direct sequel to Avengers Doomsday. Now, the problem here is the insider taking creditation for this literally can't take creditation for this, because there was multiple Battleworld movies being lined up on a Reddit 4chan post 2 years ago. Do you remember on the massive post that happened just before Marvel subpoenaed the subreddit on Reddit, right? This goes back to this. So, in theory, it's going to bridge the gap between Avengers Doomsday 2026 and Avengers Secret Wars. Although there are rumors going around which sound nonsensical, Avengers Doomsday release date is getting delayed because the Russos don't even know who's in their movie when they're literally getting ready to film next month. There are sets getting built. If there are any actual realistic delays between not filming instantly, it's because the set pieces between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and also Spider-Man 4, because they're all realistically being filmed in London, they're going to be completely different set pieces. Because although the aesthetics of the medieval look from the multiple different pictures that were posted online a few days ago, we're not stupid enough to use them images. We won't actually use them. The aesthetics might be medieval based, right? But that aesthetics is for Avengers Secret Wars. But if Spider-Man 4 is Battleworld, then Doctor Doom, by the end of Avengers Doomsday, will somehow have to create the Battleworld and, you know, compress everything into essentially Battleworld. So there was a report going around that sounds absolutely freaking ridiculous. I heard a rumor that Doomsday might be pushed. I think the release date could be pushed to the next slot They don't know who's in the movie. That's what I heard. Now, that sounds actually made up, because if this was the case, they don't know who's going to appear in the movie. Do you not think they would push filming back? By a long way. We get it. They do write and change certain parts of movies up until actually shooting the movie. But to say they don't know who's going to be in this movie, this is one thing that kind of annoys me about the scooper kind of news round, made up round, is literally anyone with any following says something that's like, oh my God, they're delaying Doomsday because they don't even know who's going to be in it except for Robert Downey Jr. When clearly we know who's going to be in it. I heard we still don't know who's ultimately going to be in the movie and who's not. We don't know who's going to be available. I think they're still trying to figure out what the assembly looks like. That sounds like absolutely freaking nonsense. What? Just because Benedict Cumberbatch's like, yo, I'm not actually going to be in. Oh, wait, I am. You've got to understand, anything that is said by an actor is a work. So, according to said person, they claim Avengers Doomsday could actually be pushed to November. Really? Really, bro? So let me get it straight. If they're not delaying filming any more than a tiny bit like they already have, why would they actually push back when the movie comes out? They've literally said stuff. The Russo bros said this. It's all in London. We're shooting them fairly back to back. It's a lot of work again. We may or may not survive. We'll see. But we are very excited about it. The reason why they're loosely shooting back to back is because the set pieces are going to be completely different. And also you've got to factor in Spider-Man 4. They literally came out and said, this is going to really be hard for the audiences. It's going to be something very different. You're not going to see it come in. Because realistically, most of them images from concept art is literally just concept art. It isn't actually what's going to happen. And also, it's also from Avengers Secret War. You know, Secret Wars. It's not actually from Doomsday. I think there's only maybe one of the two of them pictures that could stem back to Doomsday. And if the Fantastic Four images, concept art, is anything to go by, then yes, them images will be factually true because, you know, we see Franklin Richards, then and concept art is pretty darn cool. So ultimately, what will have to happen in Avengers Doomsday is somehow, and I still think this is a bit too early, but if by the time we get to Spider-Man 4 Battleworld, they're already in Battleworld, within the Doomsday movie, it's going to have to be somewhat to essentially destroy the multiverse by some part in the movie, and then the rest of the movie has to set up Battleworld, set up Doom, and also set up God Emperor Doom, although it doesn't really have to be the case where Doom becomes God Emperor Doom in that movie. It just puts a lot of pressure on Avengers Doomsday if it's got to set up Battleworld for Spider-Man 4 to coincide with Secret Wars, and then you get some idiot coming out and saying, yo, they don't even know who's going to be in it. Okay, so the Spider-Man 4 writers are going to have to work closely with the Doomsday ending to know exactly what's going to happen in their own movie. So it actually is complete nonsense when you hear they don't even know who's in the movie. They don't even know who's in the movie. So if they are doing, you know, loosely Battleworld, then we could get some variation of Spider Island will be Spider-Man 4, right? If they're doing some variation of Battleworld, have lots of different variations of Spider, you know, Spider variations. Thus far, you can get Tobey and Andrew in the movie because of the Spider Island, and then you can get Miles Morales, who's rumoredly supposed to be the Sony Spider-Verse Spider-Man. You get Gwen Stacy, you get Warstu Spider-Man, you get Spider-Man 2099, and that way, it would happen in an organic way, rather than just pushing Tobey and Andrew, because realistically, I don't think we need to see him again till Secret Wars. We've got to get a scene with Wolverine and Tobey Maguire. That would be sick. But do they have to be in it? No. So ultimately, this whole reveal, right, I think the big fight in Doomsday is going to be Tom Holland's Spider-Man, maybe with the black symbiote suit, going up against Doctor Doom, because there's that relationship that he had with Iron Man with the same face. And we all know the real Doctor Doom isn't going to be Robert Downey Jr. He's literally playing Iron Man because we know based on information, they're all playing dual roles realistically. So it's going to be pretty badass. So if they are going to have some variation of Spider Island, right, then you could have Venom appear. Then you could have the god of the symbiotes that's currently stuck in Clintar in a complete different universe. You could have that. And he could go after Spider-Man. So, but then it kind of debunks the whole grounded. It's a grounded based story. But that doesn't mean the whole of Spider-Man 4 has to take place in Battleworld. Maybe the part that connects to Spider-Man 4 happens at halfway into Spider-Man 4, because they can't just jump from somewhere to instantly being in the Battleworld environment. Although if you go back to, you know, the Reddit 4chan leak that scoopers are making out as their information, even though it literally came from Reddit years ago, is maybe the whole movie could be in Battleworld. We aren't going to know till we get much, much closer to the movie. But I'm here all for it. And also, you know, we have the Beyond Spider-Verse. You can bring in all the animated Spider-Mans. It would be freaking sick if that is the case. Thus far, you would not need to do that in Secret Wars. You know, we also have, you know, the Greenlands and the Tribe of the Hulks in these images. So we don't really know what's coming, but we kind of do. And if this is true, it is so freaking cool, lads and ladettes, and I'm here for it. It will be absolute peak cinema if this is the case. Like I've always said, right? You can go back on the channel a year, 2 years, when they were doing the Kang storyline. I was the only YouTuber, you can quote me, and I said this multiple times, I was the only YouTuber that said Doctor Doom was going to be the overall villain. And I still believe Kang will have a massive part in either Doomsday or Secret Wars, because what would be badass is, I put this fan art image on the Twitter yesterday of Thanos, Ultron, and Kang all bowing down to Doom. And what have they all have in common? They were all, okay, maybe, okay, Kang didn't get the opportunity to be an Avengers threat level, but he spoke about doing it in other timelines, right? Ultron, Avengers threat level. Thanos, the biggest threat. That would be so badass, right? They've got to do that. But maybe make it King Thanos. I don't know. I'm spitballing now. But it would be cool. And it does seem like Spider-Man 4 could be even bigger than No Way Home if they play it right and use Gwen Stacy, use Black, do a bunch of other stuff. But it somewhat could still be grounded. I'm not taking what scoopers say at face value, because this information literally came from Reddit years ago when they said that Marvel was building up a bunch of Battleworld-based movies, and Doctor Strange 4 could be. Thor 5 could be. Who knows? So like always, guys, I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.